For better or worse, fall is among us, which means golf season for a lot of us is slowly winding to a close, unfortunately. But the fun doesn't have to end. You just gotta know what to do to prepare for the off season so you can continue your training, continue your fun, and make sure you are in perfect golfing shape to take home those championships in your early season tournaments next spring. So what do you need to do to prepare for the golf off season to make sure you can make the most of this off season and get your game in better shape than it is right now? Because if it's anything like mine, your game might not be in great shape. So it's time to practice, it's time to get ready. Okay, what should we do? Okay, first things first, you want to do a golf post-mortem. Yeah, you want to sit down, take a little bit of dedicated time to say, what went well this season? What didn't go well? What were my highlights? What were things I wish I did more of? What was my best score? What was my worst score? If you track your data in a product like Arcos, go back and look at your data for the last 15, 20 rounds. What's working? What's not? Make some notes. Make some goals so that you not only know what to practice in the off season, you know what to prepare for the following season and what's to come. A lot of the time during peak season, we're traveling, we've got kids, we've got families, we've got a lot going on. We don't take time to actually think about what's going well. So take this time right now in this lull before the holiday craziness, while the kids are back at school, take half an hour, do a postmortem. Go through all of that data, analyze your golf game, and I promise you're not only going to be more effective in the off season, but it's gonna help set you up for a better start to next season. Number 2, get a putting mat. The easiest way for most of us to lower our scores is to improve our putting. And what's great about that is that putting's the easiest thing to practice. You don't have to go to a course, you don't have to do anything. You can literally, in your living room, in your hallway, in your bedroom, in your office, wherever, set up a putting mat, turn on some music, turn on a game, and sit there and putt. There's all sorts of options. I've reviewed some of the best ones out there. I will link to that video below. But honestly, getting a putting mat in the offseason, that is the best thing you can do to make sure that at least part of your game is in great shape come next spring. And when you're draining putts and all of your buddies are like, how do you do that? You can tell them. It's because you were smart. And you got a putting mat. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. It doesn't have to take up a lot of space. But your golf game will thank you. I think I set it up for the first point, but either way, it will. Number 3, stock up on golf books. You don't want to fall into the trap of golf is out of sight, out of mind in the golf season. You want to keep that golf mentality going, and one of the best ways to do that is to get some golf books. So whether you're looking for something inspiring like Jimmy James' new book where he talked about how he played the top 100 golf courses in America in a calendar year, you want to read a true golf novel like The Match, you want to read about the Pro Tours in a book like Live and Let Die. There are all sorts of great options out there regardless of what type of golf content you are looking for. So I actually recently did a video where I talk about my favorite golf books of all time, so if you're looking for ideas, I would go check that out. Number 4, plan a golf trip. There's nothing better to start the off-season than starting to think about something exciting that you get to do during the off-season. And when come February, when it's cold and snowy and rainy and you're miserable, if you can plan a trip to I don't know, Quivira or Punta Mita or Hawaii or some sunny place that's got lots of fun golf courses, you're not only going to have something to look forward to, if you take your family or friends along, then, you'll get some extra points for that as well. So I think that's one of my favorite things to do in the fall, is plan a trip for the dead of winter. So not only do you get the fun of figuring out where you want to go and planning everything and the details, it gives you something that once the holidays are done and January, February hits and summer seems so far away, you have something that not only is going to be fun for you and your friends and family or whoever you decide to go with, but it's also something that's going to get you out of the cold if you're someplace up north like I am. So go plan a trip. Your future self will thank you. Number 5, build a home simulator, or at least get a practice net. These days, there are so many different launch monitor options for every single budget. So regardless of whether or not you want to spend 10, 20, 30,000 on a full-fledged golf simulator, or if you've got $500 and you want to get a basic launch monitor and a net to put in the backyard or the garage, there are all sorts of options for all sorts of budgets. Fortunately for you, I have done all kinds of content on golf launch monitors, so I'll link to that list below. And if you're not entirely sure what a golf launch monitor is, it's essentially just the brains of a golf simulator. It's the device that's tracking the ball, your club, and giving you all of the data. So it's essentially what allows a golf simulator to function, and you can use it even if you don't have the full golf simulator setup. If you just want the numbers on your phone while you're hanging out in your garage hitting into a net, you can do that. So I'll link to that list below, but outside of getting a putting mat, that is the next best thing you can do to keep your game in shape if you're not gonna be able to get out on the course. And at number 6, let's say you don't have enough space for that golf simulator that I was just talking about. Get a VR headset. I'm not gonna lie, there are a handful of golf games out there that are awesome. So the 2 that come to mind for me personally are Golf Plus and Walkabout Golf. So Golf Plus is a full-on simulated golf experience, in a headset. Does it feel like a true round of golf? No. But it's honestly closer than I expected it to be, especially if you go out and spend $50 and get a dedicated VR golf handle, so it feels like you're actually swinging a real club. Golf Plus has a bunch of different games and modes, so you can go out and play a full round on Pebble Beach, Pinehurst, all sorts of great courses, but you can also play Topgolf with your friends. And I think that is the key to getting VR. It's not to necessarily replace being out on a golf course, but it's to replace the social aspect of it. So if you have friends that have a VR headset, or you can convince them to buy it, when you go and play with them and you talk to them, it honestly feels like you're hanging out on the golf course. You can talk, you can be social, you can drink beers together, you can talk trash together. All those things that you love about the camaraderie of being out with your friends on the golf course, you can do that in the comfort of your own home, and it works really well. The other VR golf experience I'd recommend for people that don't necessarily want the full-on simulator experience is Walkabout Mini Golf. This is one of the absolute best VR experiences you can have. Not only does it really feel like mini golf, but it takes you to worlds and lands and golf courses that wouldn't be possible in real life, and it's just a really nice escape from reality. It's simple to use, and for that same reason, you can talk to your friends, you can hang out, and you can play golf regardless of what the weather is outside. So I was pretty skeptical of the whole VR golf thing, but it's something that I've been doing a lot more frequently, both with my friends and with my nephews who love it. So if you're looking for a way to bond with family and friends, I would highly recommend it. And if you want a little bit more information about what this all looks like, I will link to my review of Golf Plus below. Number 7, get a golf fitness plan. For a lot of people, golf is your main source of fitness. You get out a couple times a week, you walk the course, you get some exercise, it's great. Then the winter hits and you start drinking a few more beers, you start eating around the holidays, you start gaining some weight, you don't feel as good. No, but if you go in with a plan, all of a sudden you can kind of keep some of that fitness going. So there's a lot of different golf-oriented fitness programs out there. So one big one we just did a review on is Golf Forever. Not only does it come with the Golf Forever band and training aid, but there's a whole series of courses and routines that they will tailor to your specific needs and your specific goals. There's also apps like Pliability out there, or even like a Peloton or something. But figure out what you're going to do to stay in golf shape, whether that's a golf-oriented fitness program or just a regular fitness program. But take that time that you were spending on the golf course, take a little bit of that, and continue to focus on your health and wellness so that when spring comes, you can get out and be in better shape than you were at the end of last season. And finally, the last tip I'm going to give to prepare for the golf off-season is to find a community. There are so many golf communities online where there are people geeking out and talking about golf day in and day out. Like I kind of mentioned earlier in this video, it can be easy to make golf just kind of go out of sight, out of mind at the end of the season. But for something that so many of us are so passionate about and brings so much joy to our lives, you want to see that kind of continue and carry forward even if you're not able to get on the golf course as much as you would like. So there's all kinds of different communities out there. There's online forums, there's social media channels, there's all sorts of places where you can kind of build a relationship with other people around a similar interest. If you're a member of a private club and you like to travel and see other courses, if you like to show off your own course, and you like to geek out about golf on the internet, then you might want to check out the 80 Club. That is my golf society for private club members around the world. We have right around 250 members at some of the coolest courses anywhere, and we host a handful of events a year also at cool places. Downside is you do have to be a private club member, so I'm sorry for that. But if that sounds like you and that sounds like something you're interested, I will leave a link to our club below so you can learn more about it. So there you go. Those are the things I'm personally thinking about as I prepare for this golf off-season, and I hope at least one of them was valuable for you. My name's Sean Ogle. I'm the founder of this thing here at Breaking 80, where we talk about cool golf courses, golf products, and things like that. If you got some value out of this, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button. If you have something else that you are doing to prepare for the golf off-season, drop a comment below. I would love to hear what it is, and I hope to see you on the next video. So go do your post-mortem right now. Go plan your trip. Go get back in shape. Do all those things. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.